Welcome everyone to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 7, Episode 4 of Eldritch Horror. We're playing Mountains of Madness expansion with Ithaqua the Windwalker as our great old one. Quick recap of Turn 3. We'll jump right into Turn 4. Shout out to our sponsor, Pontos Fathom Press, our sister channel and publishing house. So the way we pay the bills. And Book 1 and 2 of the Bogman Saga, Killingworth Bogman, preternatural creature from the New England bog, risen to terrorize both the colonial settlers all the way up to today, and the tobacco curse going down the coast of the East Coast to the Carolinas, this time antebellum South, post-Civil War, all the way up to today. A scarecrow-like creature. Sir Walter Raleigh makes an appearance, and his tobacco secret from the Azteca. Check these out. Interested in Sasquatches and strange creatures in the woods, you'll like it. Quick recap of Turn 3. Finally had our first Mythos Phase with a gate being spawned. We've got a new gate in the pyramids. Again, things are sort of jamming us up a bit here. We did have kind of an intense reckoning in which lots of items were lost, and our final Mythos event had many of our benefits and items removed. So let's get on to Turn 4 without further ado. We're going to start off with our lead investigator, Ursula Downs. She is going to go from Antarctica to the Miskatonic Outpost. So let's pop the board up on the table. We're also going to grab a card here for the reserve. Gambler's dice are here. Okay, so Miskatonic Outpost. Ursula moves into the Miskatonic Outpost. She can do gain a local ship asset or test. She can gain a ship ticket. Shuri's got a ship ticket, but she can gain a one Antarctic Guide unique asset. So let's have her do that test. So she's going to gain the Antarctic Guide unique asset. That will be, let's see how she does. She does not gain it, but that's fine. But she does get to give up her provisions unique asset and completes adventure 1. So our first adventure is closed. When the adventure is completed, retreat doom by 1. I don't think we need to retreat doom by 1. Okay, we can retreat to 14, sure. And provision goes into the discard, and we will draw a random level 2 adventure. So let's grab the level 2 adventures. Level 2, level 3. Shuffle these up. And we can just cut these something like this, something like this. Okay, and our Antarctica adventure number 2 is through the mountains. So we've got a through the mountains adventure. So it says your plane climbs higher and higher, and even though you reach the elevation necessary to pass through the mountains, you cannot see an end to the mountains in either direction. When this adventure card enters play, place the adventure token on snowy mountains. Okay, so we're going to place the adventure token on snowy mountains, where we also have a clue. And it says, when the adventure is completed, we draw adventure 3. And now the thing is, after an encounter resolved in Snowy Mountains, they may move the adventure token to the Plateau of Lang. After the investigators resolves a location encounter on the Plateau of Lang, the adventure location is on that space. He may spend 1 focus to complete the adventure. Okay, so we have to do an encounter here, and then an encounter in the Plateau of Lang. So we kind of move the encounter twice. So maybe she's got her mission ahead of her here. So I think that's fine. And let's have her also. I mean, as she just moved in there, I think she can also gain a focus token since she didn't do a second action, right? So let's have her gain that. Oh no, she tried to do the unique pass. Sorry, that was her action. So she does not have the focus token. Okay, so so Ursula Downs in Miskatonic, she can do a Miskatonic encounter this turn. We will move her back off the board for a moment as we check on our other adventurers. So we've got Wilson Richards. Wilson Richards is going to have to encounter this cultist. So while he's there, though, he can gain. Should he do a healing turn? So maybe he will also. I guess he cannot heal if the monster is on that space. So yeah, so he'll jump right into his action phase to fight that cultist, and then next turn he'll have to go and close that rumor. So that'll be Wilson Richards, the handyman. Let's move on to Finn Edwards, the bootlegger. Finn Edwards, the bootlegger. He will move with his ship token up to San Francisco. Or should he move up to Arkham? No, Arkham is too far. I think he has to move to San Francisco. So yeah, so he'll move up 1 and then up 2 with his ship token. And then he'll have to get that in the next turn. So he is off to San Francisco. Finn Edwards, the bootlegger. He does have to do a lake camp encounter eventually. But I think he has to close the active first. So what he can do on his next turn is, after he closes the active rumor, he can roll that special rule that if he rolls a 2 success, then he can go down to Miskatonic Outpost. So that's the fast track. You can kind of catch a plane. That's like sort of the you have a normal game has a train ticket and a boat ticket, but in the Mountains of Madness, you can roll acquire assets. And it kind of takes the place of a flight to Miskatonic Outpost, something like this. Okay, so that is going to be that. Let's go ahead and move into our encounters phase. So first encounters phase is back to our extended board. We've got Ursula Downs. She's on the Miskatonic Outpost, and she will draw a Miskatonic Outpost encounter card. So these are cool. First time playing one of these Miskatonic Outposts. They're the yellow ones. The normal board has black for a general encounter, and then the regional ones, London, Istanbul, Rome, is the orange. Purple is Tokyo, Shanghai, Sydney, and then green is Arkham, San Francisco, and Buenos Aires. But now we've got these yellow ones, which are Frozen Waste, Lake Camp, and Miskatonic Outpost. So let's check her out. Miskatonic Outpost. Sherman takes you up in a plane to show you the structure of the mountainsides. Spawn 1 clue on Snowy Mountains. Wow, we spawned another clue on Snowy Mountains. Okay. So we can just place a clue there. So we got 2 clues in Snowy Mountains. Okay? And then it says, beyond the peaks, you see mind-shattering silhouettes of some monstrous things. So she's kind of looking out into the peaks and she's seeing these silhouettes, and she has to roll a check here. And she passes. So luckily for her, the insane silhouettes do not disturb her. And that's the Miskatonic Outpost encounter. So we've got a quite loaded Snowy Mountain encounter for her that she'll probably run to next turn. So we'll move the sideboard down. Let's jump into wrapping up Ursula Downs, the Explorer's encounter phase. We'll move into Wilson Richards, the Handyman's encounter phase. And he's going to go up against this cultist. So first off, the cultist, he just does a strength test. And he also has his blunderbuss. So that gives him a +2. So he can do 4, 5, 6. Okay, and he like smashes this cultist into oblivion. Okay, so cultist is gone. So no effect from the cultist. No negative effect there, but we have to do this pyramid encounter. So we go through the gates and we get to the city of the Great Race. Something is wrong with the strange alien body in which you find yourself in. The other Yithians sadly claim you have a disease for which there is no cure. You struggle to recover before your body rots from within. And he gets to do a strength test here. And let's have him roll a... let's have him use a resource to do a reroll here. And we also can... Okay, so we pass the test. If you pass... Okay, so that's fine. Your recovery amazes the Yithians, who restore you to your own body. Close this gate. Okay, so gate is closed. After that, a Yithian controlled doctor puts you through several traumatic tests. If you pass, a hidden truth about humanity is revealed. Gain 1 clue. Oh, so he does gain a clue. Great. So he gets a clue. He closes a gate in the nick of time because Mythos Phase will be coming up soon. So let's just grab him a random clue. And he can put that on his card. So clue attained. Let's move on to wrapping up Wilson Richards, the Handyman's turn. He will probably go off to this encounter. Let's do a San Francisco encounter with the bootlegger Finn Edwards. So San Francisco encounter. The Academy of Scientists asks you to study a strange corpse. The creature is vile, and you see why your Academy scientists have avoided it. Okay, so he's checking out this vile corpse. And he gets a 6, so he passes. If you pass, your work merits a grant. Gain a funding condition. So he gains a funding condition. Okay. Put that here for Finn Edwards. He gains that funding condition. And passes that. So next round, he'll get to move into closing that rumor. And I think that's going to lead us to the Mythos Phase. So Mythos Phase. Okay, we advance the Doom Clock. Advance the Omen. We have no gates open, so there's no gate issue. We have to do a reckoning. So the first reckoning is each investigator gains a hypothermia condition, which they've gained. It says you are startled by the thumps of a crow hitting the ground in front of you. Within a few moments, some unknown catastrophe causes an entire flock of crows, a murder of crows, as we say, not a flock of crows, a murder of crows causes an entire murder of crows to just fall lifeless from the sky. When you look up, there is nothing but cold stars and a baleful moon. Impending doom. Okay, so that's just the flavoring text. Let's get this reckoning. Advance doom by 1 unless each investigator as a group. If investigators do not spin the clues, discard the top card of the expedition deck and move this to here. So now it's in Sydney. Wow. Okay. So we've got that moved. And expedition deck is now down there. So maybe this is something that maybe it's something that Finn Edwards can come around the other side and go down to close, because now he's even further from it. So or I don't know what to say. Things are eluding us. That's a bad reckoning. And then the last reckoning here, it says, an investigator that does not have hypothermia gains hypothermia. Discard 1 Eldritch token from this. Okay, so we lose another Eldritch token from here. And that's going to be the end of that. And then let's see. So we spawn a gate. So that's our reckoning. We spawn a gate at Miskatonic Outpost. And we have to place a monster there. So let's go into the monster bag here. And we get a cultist. So a cultist is spawned on Miskatonic Outpost. So Ursula will have to deal with that first turn. So let's, okay, that's that. Finally, we resolve the end of the, did I put it underneath here? Yeah, impending doom, okay. So for impending doom, we spawned a gate, we've got a monster on the gate. It says advance doom by 1 for each gate that's on the board that corresponds to the current omen. Well, this gate, it advances by 1 then. If no gates on the board correspond to the omen, advance the omen by 1. So we've advanced doom by 1, impending doom, getting a little bit closer, still have lots of burn here in the game. So I think our investigators are okay for now, but we've got to close these reckonings, especially this one up here. There's down to the last Eldritch token. So I think that'll be Finn Edwards' task to ASAP get up there. And that'll be it for our Mythos Phase. So thanks a lot for watching, everyone. We'll see you in turn number 5. And we'll plan to have well, yeah, Ursula will have to encounter this cultist, and we'll have maybe Wilson Richards will move up, or maybe he'll move down to the heart of Africa to close this clue. Yeah, so we'll check out the strategy for next round. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in turn number 5. Bye-bye.